I'm Beverly Buckley, back here again with the truth about banks in South Africa, and I'm busy speaking today to Freedom, and I don't know how to pronounce your surname, so you're going to have to help us out here. Traditori. So Freedom Traditori. Did I get it right? Yes, yes. Lungu's going to get there one day. And then Winnie, she's also assisting with the class action, and they've actually started a human rights organization where people are getting kicked out of their homes and evicted from their homes they've lived in 20, 30, 40 years or have been through 4 generations. And it's based on non-legal, it's not even legal what they're doing. So the fact of the matter is Advocate Douglas Shaw has taken on this matter, and he's a specialist who's actually helping this class act to be able to win this case, and they're taking on all 4 of the banks. Now there's obviously there's method in the madness, and having numbers of people helps than being on your own, trying to slay Goliath on your own. It's a class act. So there's quite a few hundred people that have had the same thing happen. That's got to tell you something, right? There's nothing not right here. So tell us your story, Stephen.
What happened is my house was paid up in 2001, completely paid out in August of 2001. What happened thereafter was I had to borrow some money from the bank, using the house as a collateral, not knowing that that should not have been the case in the very first place. The banks, they had no right to take my house as a collateral when I wanted a loan from them. But in any case, they did that. And subsequently, I had some defaults with the bank. And when I was evicted, I was never sent any document indicating that I should appear before the court. That is the High Court, or even if the court is the court for that matter. I never had any document to that effect. So what happened was, now when they came in to evict me, that is how the sheriff in our district. Now, what documents? They never had any documents to show me now this is from the court. What I know is when they evicted me in November of 2011, they never had any piece of paper, whether it's from the court or from whatever authority, that could have given them any permission to evict us from our house. That's how now we were evicted from our house.
Okay, and you were in the house from when? When did you move?
From 1994 until 2011, November, 17 years.
Wow.
Because I moved in there December of 1994, on the 16th of December 1994. Evicted just a month before we could finish 17 years of that property.
Wow. And when did you get the bond, quote unquote, for the land that you wanted to fix up?
I got it in 1994 around August.
Okay, so it was the same year you moved in, and then you got the same thing in the same year.
But
that 1994, when you moved in there, that wasn't actually, you didn't purchase that property. It was due to the 99-year lease.
No, it was a bonded house.
Okay.
I had a mortgage bond.
Okay.
From NEDCO.
Okay, but you
yes.
Yeah,
it was pen then, which later became part of the NEDCO.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yes.
So then, and then you paid how much for it then?
Then it was 54,700.
Okay. So it was also part of the housing scheme. It actually wasn't legally allowed to be sold. So it was one of those ones where that's what's happened with the other people is they had, okay, so they got it as a 99-year lease or whatever. Then they ripped them off and said, okay, there's a bond. And then they said, okay, no, this property now we can sell it now.
Yes.
And then you got on one of those
those properties.
Okay. So it starts to, the penny's starting to drop now. Okay. Yes. Okay. So they shouldn't have even given you that in the first place.
In the very place, it should not have done.
It's not even legal in the first place. And you've since moved out of that place now?
It's not been registered.
It's not even registered.
It's not even registered.
So that it's registered. It's nothing.
It's not proclaimed.
It's not.
There's no proclamation in the whole area.
Yeah, the area was not even proclaimed. Same as in phosphorus.
Yes, that land that's not safe.
There it was for the mines.
Oh my word.
Phosphorus, yeah.
So they say, oh, come and have a piece of land. Oh yeah. No, not telling you that it's actually sitting on a mine or sitting on sewerage.
Yes.
And then people think, oh, I'm actually going to have my own piece of land. And what they're actually trying to do is give the worst bits to you and make you pay for it, right? And then come and evict you and say that you owe them money.
Yes.
And then we
Because-
make another business again. So
It goes to another person. Because the problem is that our houses were sold at the smallest fraction of their original or current value.
That's ridiculous.
So the value then, when I got it in 2011, was around 650,000 rand, which was sold to a third or second or whatever party for 183,000. From 650,000 rand, which was the value then,
Wow.
to be sold for 183,000 rand.
Wow.
And it was resold, as you could have seen in one of the
Yes.
transactions, and it was resold to this person
470,000.
470,000,
Oh.
which mortgage bond was registered with Standard Bank. Yes. So that's a lot of how cruel they are.
It's hectic, eh?
Quite chaotic, hectic, cruel. You name it, they do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the thing is, what's also happening with this is it's not only that you're being evicted from your property, you're losing your home.
Yes.
Your children are off, goodness knows where, wives run away. People get put in prison,
Yes.
regardless of whether you've owned it for 17 years or for 4 generations.
For so many
They're
generations,
taking
they still get
advantage of people.
evicted. Yes. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Because there are thousands, if not millions of people who are losing their homes daily in our country today. This is just this 100 and plus whatever for the class action. It's just the tip of the iceberg. We have not begun.
But I think one of the things that we need to start doing
Yes.
is we need to start empowering people such as yourself
Yes.
and other people that are in these communities with small little legal learning things about
Yes.
legal. And parents need to teach their children a little bit of legal stuff.
That's
So
correct.
that they know, if this comes, you don't sign any document.
You know,
And you don't like say, oh, thank you so much, I get a piece of land, let me sign to pay money.
that's the biggest problem I express, because when you go to bank having raised the mortgage bond, you don't read the final print. You just sign in or initially do whatever they ask you to do. Yet there's quite a lot of tricks in those documents that we sign, which later on they use against us to defeat us from our houses. We're not aware of that. That what you say is quite right. People need to have some legal clinics
Yes.
where they are taught about
It
it.
should be taught in schools, shouldn't
Even
it?
at schools, it could be part of the curriculum, even at school level, and even in the township, because for those people, our people who are not illiterate, who literate enough, to be told about their basic legal human rights. Yes.
It needs to be part of it.
Yeah, it needs to be part of the people who can actually do that is the very communities where the councillors, for instance, they need to do that. They could call in experts who know about these issues, so that people could be taught about. People should not always be told about water problems, that problem. They must be told about legal, what their legal rights are. And most people, they get it because they don't know their rights. It's so sad. For example, we got a 91-year-old grandmother here in this class section, and a 75-year-old man, and will be evicted from their houses. So if you throw them in the street, where do you expect them to go?
And they're the elders.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? They're the elders. Those are the wise people of the community.
Yes.
And they should be respected
That's correct.
and looked after
And looked
because
after.
they've given back to the community for so long.
Yes,
It's
they do.
only fair that they receive back as well. And usually the gogos are the ones that are looking after the kids.
After the great grandkids.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
And if they haven't got a home,
Where
where is that leaving the youth of our country now? Because that's the way the culture works.
Yes, that's
So
how
they're
it
not,
works.
you see,
Yes, you look after the elder.
yeah.
So now we need to basically start the whole thing rolling from our communities.
Yeah, but it's good that the elderly, that your generation is saying, you know what, there's my finger. This is what we think about you, and we're going to take action. Now, we're not going to allow this anymore.
We need to do that.
Because you need to be the ones that are in your own power and saying, stop.
Yes,
Enough.
mental health agents. Yes.
Enough is enough.
Yes.
And it's good that you're taking a stand like this.
That's right. And we are so thankful and we appreciate what Douglas shows to it. Other than him, we should still be struggling. Okay, we are still struggling. But now at least we know where we are going to. There is a direction.
There's a plan of
Not
action.
only for us, and for those who are not in this class right now, we know exactly which channels to go to. Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this whole thing come to to again, and you're all getting either your homes back or at least reimbursed for what you lost. Not that you could actually do that, but at least something.
For all the years, the payments.
And you've moved out when? When did you get evicted?
23rd of November 2011.
2011. And where have you been since then? Where did you move to?
We had to go to some parents or friends.
And now, where are you staying now?
I was staying in the in-laws place.
Oh. So you're staying in, you haven't got your own home now? So
I don't have practically no home. Except where my grandchildren grow up, where my kids, my kids are only 4 years ago, how old they were then. You know? But my last one is 21 now, she was 17 when we got evicted.
And that's traumatic for a
17-year-old. Who was there?
They don't care. Okay?
Really,
it's all about money, right?
No, they don't.
It's about having more land.
That's right.
And people are just cattle, farms.
Yeah.
Those are the results.
A piece of useless land.
Yeah.
Those are the results of capitalism.
Yeah.
At its best.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think we need to start bringing the stewardship back. We need to start bringing back the tribal land. You know that I heard a story the other day, I don't know if you can rectify this fact, that they're wanting to take, you know, tribal land is usually in the chief, usually
in the rural areas.
he looks after it, right? He's like, he's in charge of the tribal land, right? And that cannot be touched by the government, that is safe. Now what they're trying to do, and I think it's coming from a certain party, political party, what they want to do is they want to say, no, the chief can't own all that land. The chief doesn't own it, he's a steward for it, first of all.
Yeah.
So the chief can't own all that land, it has to be spread up amongst the people. So each of the people needs to get their own piece of land. Okay, fair, that sounds fair. But now, here's where it gets dirty and sticky. Because now what they say to these uneducated people who don't know much about money, have never learned money management, which is another whole story in itself. They say to them, oh, you know what? You can bond your property.
Yes.
So we'll give you 50,000 rand for your property. Now, can you imagine someone who's never had hardly any money before suddenly got 50,000 rand? They haven't got any money management skills, and now they're going to have to pay that money back with interest. Yeah? Another thing, oh, let me build a nice home for myself with this 50,000 rand. Not understanding or aware of what's going to happen if you don't pay that, if you don't have money, if you whatever, then the bank can come and take that property. So now it's no longer tribal land. Now guess who it belongs to?
It belongs
the bank.
to the bank.
You see? So that's how they can start getting and accumulating more land.
More land
from the local indigenous people.
Which is a tough land.
You see?
Yeah, but she,
Correct.
yeah. I think
That would be great.
we can raise up this.
Great.
Yeah. And going to the.
Yes, and that's the thing is I think we need to have the tribal land there. It needs to be understood. And you know what? Wealth is not always just in a piece of paper, aka money.
That's right.
Wealth is in your homeland. Wealth is in the place that you grow up in. And that is where true wealth is. You know, it's generations.
You can do anything to live on.
Yes, and it's about living. It's not about trying to get in a job to earn a living so that you're good enough.
That's correct. You can make your own living from the land of which you without you occupy.
Yeah, because now the land we were staying in now, it's not safe for us. We've got many kids that we still need to do a research on it, but that when the children are born, they are born in handicapped. Remember for the storage, the oil storage in our roads, and for this pipeline of petrol from Shell.
All the way from Durban into Gauteng and many other areas.
And so the kids are obviously picking up all these toxic chemicals.
Yes, the storage,
and the mothers.
petrol spillage and all that.
But nothing gets said about it, right?
Nothing is said. I think as a class action, it's sort of extensions that
good idea to bring that in, that it's not safe.
It's not safe. Yes, it's not safe.
Because big corporations are taking advantage of small communities.
Yes.
That are ignorant of their own rights.
Yeah.
So it's a question of being ignorant, not having taught about those things or not having gone to school. So there's quite a lot that needs to be done. Quite a lot. Yeah. Yes.
But I think first of all, people need to start educating themselves,
That's it.
putting their foot down and saying, no,
No more.
Enough
stop
is enough.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think
Thank you very much for joining us, Steve.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks again, once again, Winnie, for all your help with all of this and your big heart.
Yeah.
Fixing this whole thing up. Right,
Thank you so much.
thank you.